I would like to hear about like your application process actually. Like, how did you get into USC? What made you choose USC? And like, was it easy to write those essays? What did you talk about?
I only got into, well, I got into two schools. One was USC and one was UT Austin. Go Longhorns. I think that's their thing.
That's their thing.
And I appreciate them. Matthew McConaughey teaches there. It's awesome.
Oh, that's right. He's
I didn't
like
know he
an
teaches
adjunct
there.
professor or something.
Wow.
He fully teaches there.
Yeah.
UT Austin's really, they have a good campus, because I did my USC application on the UT Austin campus.
What? Okay, let's hear about that.
And so if anybody out there is applying to film schools and you're unsure, UT Austin is a good school. They've got a good campus and a good program. And that's where I probably would have gone if I didn't get into USC. But so I was doing my, I just finished school, and so that was when I did my like drive around the country, around the US, my first one. And so I basically, I don't know, I worked on a little bit of the USC application. I'd realized that I like had to make a short film specifically for it, and I filmed that I think the night before I left.
Wow.
And it was just like I just acted in it. It was me in my room. It's a more experimental film than I normally go for, but
which I have never seen. So
you have not. Well, I'll have to show you at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, so it was but it was cool. It had some cool like colors, and I think it, it worked for what it was supposed to be. And so I filmed that, and then I did not edit it. I just went off on my road trip, and I didn't really. Like I kept trying to work on it, my application, but I was driving around, I was seeing stuff, it was exciting, and I didn't really like get a lot done. I did like the Common App in New York when I was driving through there, but then finally it was like the weekend before the deadline for the application, and I was passing through Texas, and so I got a hotel in like basically right next to the UT Austin campus. And for 2 or 3 days, I lived, it was Thanksgiving, I think, American Thanksgiving. I basically just wandered the empty campus, of the empty UT Austin campus, and went into just random like libraries and buildings and stuff, and just worked on my applications. And yeah, so it was, I don't know, it was a mad dash. My personal statement is, I think, what got me into the school. And my interview. My personal statement, I basically, like, I don't know, I was sitting there in one of the, like, kind of library, like, a really nice little library area on the campus. And, yeah, I don't know, I was just, like, thinking about, I've been doing I'd watched a lot of videos about, like, college admissions, and about like that process, and it was just starting to piss me off, like just the way that they let people in and don't, and what they choose to value and what they don't. And I was just thinking all about, like, I don't know, what people do in high school and what they give up for a better look on their application, and how sometimes that doesn't even matter. I was just getting myself riled up, and I was just pissed. And which, so again, take everything I'm saying on this whole podcast with that in mind. But so I just decided, like, USC has a really low acceptance rate. It's almost like a lottery ticket school to apply to. And so I just thought, like, I'm going to just have fun with the application. So I wrote a, like, very kind of, like, meta, weird, like, 1,000-word personal statement that, like, it changed fonts. It changed into at one point, it switched into a screenplay format. And there was, like, a weird script about, like, I forget exactly what it was. There was, like, I started writing a script about, like, me on, like, the Jimmy Fallon show, and he's, like, introducing me, so that's how I got into got my little, like, resume items into the personal statement, as he was introducing me with them. But then fake Jimmy Fallon, my essay, started freaking out because he was a figment of the reader's imagination, and the moment you stop reading and stop thinking about him, since he's an imaginary character on a page, he'll stop existing, and he's afraid of not existing anymore. And then we just cut back out to, like, I just sort of went back to my normal essay. Then I added, like, little pictures of words instead of the words, and I changed fonts and font sizes, and I just went crazy on it.
So I gotta see that.
I can send it to you. So I just like, I tried to have the most fun I could with the personal statement, and I just wrote something that was, like, slightly insane but very me, and was, like, I really liked, like, I enjoyed reading, and I had a lot of fun with.
Wow.
And so, because I didn't like school, I didn't like school, but I did get like I got fine grades. I got kind of like a B plus average my entire life, even through college. I like B plus is my kind of zone where I live. So it wasn't like I don't know, my grades weren't necessarily like helping me, but they weren't like dragging me down. Because I know like people, because I'm sure some people who might watch this might be applying to schools, and so yeah, I applied test optional. I didn't do the SAT or whatever
That's
you have to do.
ACT, yeah.
ACT, okay. Didn't do any of that. And we didn't have classes at my high school, so I didn't do any of those. But I did do an IB English class, and that was my one little higher level class. And then yeah, I got like B pluses, A minuses. And so yeah, then the rest of the application I don't even really remember that much, but I submitted that, and then I got an email once I was back home for my trip. Because I submitted that and I kind of forgot about it. I was just like, well, it'll happen or it won't.
Yeah.
And so then I got an email from a professor at USC, who is not here anymore, unfortunately. But I got an email that was like, oh, like I saw your application and I'd like to ask you a few questions about it and like have an interview with you.
That's awesome.
And I don't. Did you guys do interviews for USC? Yeah. Okay, because like from what I heard, from what I've like looked up, they're supposed to last like 20 minutes ish, like 20 minutes to half an hour, and my experience, like I got on a call with this guy and I was like nervous. I was really scared. I set up like a sheet by my window to like diffusion from the sun. So like,
that's great. Yeah.
And so I got on this call and he and I just got along really, really well. And the interview ended up lasting over an hour. Like it was just because it was us like talking. And shooting the shit for like a lot of it. Because he asked me about what I'd done, and then I talked to him a little bit about the school. I think at some point I made the college admission scandal joke, which I just made like off the dome because I've been thinking about it because I've been applying to the school. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But then he liked it and he like went along with it. Wow. So it just like he and I clicked really well, which that's the other thing about applying to USC and getting in. Because there's not really a doubt in my mind that he's the reason I got in. Like he fought for me after that.
Yeah.
Because he was interested in that personal statement. That's what kind of caught him.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is it's like you can be totally suited for it and just you get a bad interviewee or the people reading your application are not like into it. Because that's the other thing is that he emailed me and said that he needed like it was a last minute interview because he's like I don't know how like I missed this, but like I was doing my second round of reading the applications and like I found yours. So I don't even know what the hell that means, but like it clearly like, you know, other people read them and someone else I think read my application just like didn't really care for it. It was that specific guy read mine, connected with what I did in the application, interviewed me and he and I had a good like conversation. So like there is a lot you can do to set yourself up for success when you're applying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you don't get in, it's just like, frankly, there's a part of luck to all of this that is, I think, important to not like be crushed by a rejection from USC. Because that's the thing, I got rejected from all the other schools because I didn't do a crazy personal statement like that for the rest of them. Because the USC's was the most open. All the others had really specific like font, whatever, like really specific rules, and USC was just write 1,000 words. But I got rejected from LMU, or I think I got like waitlisted everywhere. I got rejected UCLA, I got waitlisted like NYU, LMU, Chapman, wherever. I only got into USC. And again, that there's an element of luck to that and timing. And I got rejected from USC the first, like when I didn't really care about the application that much, but I did apply to like a couple of places. USC was one of them, and I got rejected that first year, and then I applied again and I got accepted.
But you didn't take the gap year because of that rejection?
No, not really. I was kind of planning, even if I got in, to try to like defer or like do it.
Oh, gotcha.
The gap year was always kind of a part of that plan, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, so it's like it's definitely a nice little ego boost to get into a school as exclusive as this and with such a reputation.
Right.
But it's also not getting in. I think, you know, I would hate to see someone be like crushed and think that there's something like wrong with them or whatever, like that they can't achieve what they want because they didn't get into USC, because so much of this is luck.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, if you didn't get in, it's fine.
Yeah.
Did you only apply to film schools or also other
Yeah.
programs that are like outside of the film world?
I only applied to film schools because again I don't like school, so I was like
If you were to
if
go
I'm
to
gonna
school,
if I'm gonna go to film school, I'm gonna go
Might
to
as well
like
do
a
film
good
school.
film school,
Right.
and I'm gonna go to film school.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. I also, while that whole application process was happening, USC was one of the last schools that I heard from. I think it might have been the last school that I got a decision from. And so, like, I basically through that spring was just getting waitlisted or rejected from everywhere. Like, I remember as that was happening, I was just getting kind of like waitlisted and rejected. And, there were some schools that, reputationally nowhere near USC. And so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking get into USC then. And so I'd kind of written that off. And I started to kind of create this own world of like, you know what? I don't need film school. Like, screw this. Here's what I'm going to do when I don't get, like, I'm not going to get in and that's fine. And I'm going to go to LA and whatever. And I'm going to like make my own path and this is fine. And I just like over the weeks came up with this like world that I was going to live in with this plan for the future. And I was feeling great about it. I was like, I'm going to go the indie film route. This is going to be fantastic. So I'd worked on like a bunch of like some indie features and lots of short films and stuff. I was like, this is, you know what? This is good. I don't need school. I like this plan. I like fell in love with this imaginary future for myself.
Yeah.
And then I got into USC, and the day that whole day was really exciting, and I was stoked and super excited. And then the day after I got into USC, I was like really sad. And it wasn't because I was sad about getting to USC, but it was just like, oh no, I'm definitely gonna go here. This is like a great opportunity, and I'd be an idiot not to.